Hello there everybody and welcome to my first proper video in a very long time indeed. Well, finally after the let's say update video, you guys are in for a real treat here. I'm going to make up for all the time you guys were waiting, or at least the only ones that are left waiting for some new content, and content I've got. And of course it's, as you all can see by the title and of course the video itself, PC Building Simulation Deliciousness Simulator. Anyways, right from the start, as you can see, you can have a career, so it's basically a campaign mode and a sort of small tutorial-ish on how to build a computer properly, because that is one of the many difficulties that you will find in playing this game. There's also a free build mode where you can just, build anything you like, and with no regards to money or unlocking new parts. All the parts are right in the shop, and you have unlimited amounts of money, so you can just build every single rig you want. So those are the features right now. The game is always getting updated by the irregular corporation, and they have a dedicated Discord group, server, Twitter account, and of course a Facebook page if you want to be a member of the active community, and a real good community as well, even if I say so myself as a player of PC Building Sim. Anyways, my videos will be a sort of mixture between a tutorial and a Let's Play-ish kind of video. So you will both be entertaining and learning at the same time, which is good. And yeah, you know what? Let's just get right to it. Let's start a new game right from the beginning. Of course, the game asks me if I am sure to play a new game, because it will override the existing autosave mode or autosave of my current playthrough. But I really don't care, because I have a manual save and a backup for that, so meh. And right from the start you can see the game asks me if I want to select a workshop, or better, which workshop do I want to play with. I have two, as you can see, 2 of the 5. So there are more. These are your work shops, or workplaces if you like. There are 5 in total. I have 2. The standard vanilla PC building workshop, if you like. It's pretty, yeah. Let's be gentle here. It's okay, okay. Nothing else. It's not popping out with amazing stuff, and it's kind of small, lame-ish. It gets the job done, you know what, but it's not really that amazing, sadly enough. But it is a good workshop to begin with. The second one, however, in my opinion at least, it's the best good looking of all. The Razer workshop. Razer, of course, being a real world company, they're amazing. They're making amazing cases, by the way. With for example, their most recent one, it's a full tower with green lighting effects and RGB lighting. It's so amazing, their Razer cases. I'm a real fan of them, so you can see straight from the beginning when this DLC got released, I immediately got it. So the Razer workshop, it also comes with some special cases. Razer, of course, Razer cases, the workshop itself, etc. So buying the DLC not only gives you the workshop, but also some good features as well. And there are some other workshops you can get by buying DLCs. One of them is the NZXT DLC that a lot of players like. Of course, NZXT, worldly famous for their cases and CPU cooling, liquid coolings. And you can get them here in the game as well as, of course, some CPU coolers, some cases, etc. There was an update with PC Building Sim that you can get some parts of NZXT without having the DLC, but buying the DLC will get you even more stuff of NZXT. And Republic of Gamers is alright, I guess. I don't really have bumped into that too much, to be honest. So yeah, the workshop is all right. It looks good. And then we have the Overclockers UK, which is also an amazing workshop. And of course, Overclockers UK, one of the world's most famous overclock companies, and one of the best as well. They can overclock like shit. CPUs, GPUs, just give it to them. They're very nice, a nice company. And they have a custom workshop as well. It's the most recent DLC as well. So it's an official partner of PC Building Sim, and that's very nice. So I think I'll be buying this one next, or the NZXT one, but I'll see. But for now, we'll just go with the stock, vanilla, lame-ish PC building workshop, just like you guys would if you would start with this game or start a new campaign. So let's go with that. As you can see, yeah, pretty standard. So there we go. Right from the beginning, or right from the start, I think you will get in front of your PC or in the hallway. Let's see what the game will decide to do after it finally decides to play. There you go. Welcome to PC Building Sim. To begin, go to your PC, which is by the doorway, and open the email program on the desktop, because we've got mail. So this is the, let's say, tutorial of the game. It has a decent tutorial. We will get you through the game eventually, especially if you do everything exactly as the tutorial says. However, the tutorial isn't really, let's say, that good as you would think later on in the game, because there are a lot of stuff later on, mid-game and late game, that you really want to find information about. It gets you going. That's what I just wanted to say. But meh, it's all right. So before we go to my computer, the work computer, let's check this workshop for a sec. So this is the main room, as you can see here. This is the place where all the magic happens, where all the PCs will get repaired and built, etc. As you can see, some posters on the walls to lighten some things up in this room, because as you can see, it's just lame. A plant pot, you know, why not? A bin. This is our inventory, by the way. All of the PC parts will be stored here, but you actually never go to this rack, if you like, if that's the correct name of it. You just press I, and then you can get into your inventory. There are the tool software, CPUs, CPU coolers, motherboards, etc. All the great stuff. This is a cupboard where you could place, I think it's, where is it? Oh no, we don't have it until some customers will actually ask us for a computer build. Well, anyways, here you can place some yellow tickets with names of the customers with the PC that they want to be built. But we'll see that later on. Here are some workbenches. This is our standard workbench, the first one that you got, and this is the second one. Of course, it's locked. You need to unlock it, and for that you need to be a level 3, and it costs some money. And we have the third workbench at level 8, and of course this costs a bit of money, and that costs a huge amount of money. So that will be an investment you need to make, because just working on one computer, and if you got 3 to 4 or even 5 customers a day, believe me, you really want that second and even third workbench, because you will be working overtime. That's our PC storage cupboard. Here it is. You can store PCs here, and I think that's pretty much it. This is the switch for the lights to turn it on and off, as you can see, and of course it works. We have a calendar over here, which is very important. We'll get to that in a sec. And the lights as well. Yeah, even the lights is important. And this is the hallway. Again, some posters to light some things up. And Tim's Red Hot Repairs. This is the company name. Why is it called Red Hot Repairs? We'll get to that in a sec. We'll get to that. And this is our main workbench, if you like, or bureau, because this is where our computer is. So, speaking of the computer, let's get right into it. As you can see, the wallpaper is actually not a wallpaper of the game itself. It's actually the wallpaper of my own computer in real life. and of course, it's a wallpaper of a Reaper Leviathan, a Leviathan class predator fish, if you like, in a game called Subnautica. No introductions needed on that game, by the way. Holy shit. I think most of you guys already know the game. It's amazing. It's an amazing game to play. And this is one of the sea monsters, if you like, that you could interact with, chased by, hunted by. This is an amazing species. But anyways, as you can see, an amazing wallpaper to have, and I have as my wallpaper. And you can set every single wallpaper over here in the game itself. You can add and remove some programs. We'll get into that later on in the music player as well if you want to play your music in of your custom playlist even while playing the game. This is the computer shop. We'll get into that later. And this is the emo program that we saw the tutorial speak about. And we have 2 emails, so that's great. The first email of Timbo. So it's Tim. He's our uncle, by the way. Yes, really. He's our uncle. And he's a great uncle as well. Believe me, he's a real great uncle. I already hear you asking, why the hell do you go to the company's name? How is it called? Poster? No, it's not a poster. Of course not. Wall thingy. Anyways, Timbo's wall thingy. So, hey, thanks for taking over the PC shop for me. Sorry it's not in a better state. Well, I think I can see that because, first off, this is our bank here, right top corner. This is our bank and our value at the moment, or money. And it's minus 15. So thanks for that, Tim. A few things. The company isn't doing very well and there's no money in the bank account. Well, I can see that. There's even minus $15. The rent and energy bills come out monthly, so make sure you have enough money for them. And this is where the counter comes to play. As you can see, the 10th of January 2018, you can change the date, by the way, in the config files of the game, but meh, who cares. Utility bill, which is basically your electricity bill for the month on the 10th of January. And electricity, you would ask? Yes, that's actually a thing in the game. Letting your computer on and ending the day by going to this door to leave the workshop and leaving your lights on will actually accumulate a lot of energy, as in real life. And you will pay a hefty bill for that. So every time you are done with your day's work, you leave the workshop, but beforehand you switch off the lights, you turn off your computer just like you would do in real life, and then leave the workshop. So the rent and energy bills come out monthly. Then we have the third. I had a job on the go which should help with the rent. See email below. I don't think it will help with the rent, Bob. Or Bob. Tom. Tim. Bob, Tim, Timbo. You know what? Let's just call him Tim. Anyways, I don't think it will really help with the rents because you only get $100, as you can see here. The labor. We'll get into that later. But anyways, no. And we're minus 15 on our bank account. Remember to use your thermal paste when putting in a CPU. Oh yes, here it comes. I almost always forget, and the PCs overheat. Now, I guess you guys know why it's called Tim's Red Hot Repairs. He always forget, the poor sucker, to put thermal paste on CPUs. And believe me, you could laugh at Tim. You will forget it as well, at least 40 times. Okay, I did so, you will, everybody did. It's just a Tim thing. Anyway, so I think you're all set up. It's your company now, so run it how you see fit. I hope you do better than I did. Believe me, will do. Lots of love, Uncle Tim. And here's the 15 bucks, by the way. He had to borrow that for fuel. You know how it is. Yeah, I know how it is. Life sucks. You know, getting a new company all up and running and having minus 15 in the bank account and a job which would, I don't know, help us with paying the rent with $100 while the rent being $500. I know, Tim, life sucks. Let's discard this right away. Fuck you, Tim. Okay, so this is basically our first job. So it's G. Aubin, Gary, as you can see here in the email. This is the email program, by the way. Here's your inbox. Here is where all the emails will get into, the new emails. On the right top corner, we can see the date and, of course, who sent the email with the title. And there's a little icon over here. You can see this is a, how do you call it in English? I think it's spanner. I think it's spanner. Let's just call it spanner for now. So it's a spanner. In Dutch, we just call it key. Yeah, really. So a spanner. And that means you've got repairs to do, some repairs on a computer. So, hi Tim. Of course, he thinks that Tim is still running the company. I hope you can help me. My computer has been running slower than usual, and I think I might have clicked on something I shouldn't have. Porno! Do I have a virus? Well, Gary, I really think you have. So let's see. Let's see about that. Here is Gary's computer, by the way. All of the computer of the customers will be lined up here in the hallway every time you start a new workday. So let's pick up the computer with our right mouse button. And here's the computer. So it's basically the case. The case is, of course, the important part of an entire computer system. And with a computer system, I mean the keyboard, mouse, monitor, and your case, of course. And, of course, some speakers. So this is the case. And, of course, right from the beginning, when we want to start on the case, the game actually wants us to learn how to work on computers and do this specific job, which is removing viruses. So it asks us to press 3 or the cable button and plug in the monitor, keyboard, mouse, and power up the computer. So we'll do that. So here, as you can see, number 3 is cable, 2 is remove, to remove components, parts, and 1 is to install parts. The P is for power, to turn on or the computer off. And if you want to do it the fancy way, you just go to the front of the case and press the left mouse button over here. A lot of players don't know that, by the way. So yeah, there's that. So we need to power up the computer. Here are all the cables. So let's pick the cables up. Let's start with the keyboard and mouse. This is for the graphics card. This is for the PSU, which is basically your electricity, and the mouse. There you go. Then the game asks us to insert a USB drive in the back of the PC so we can install the virus scanner or the virus scanner program itself by pressing 1, as we said, to install parts or components. For this, it's Tools and Software, Inventory, USB drive. Now you would ask, why put a USB drive in the computer? Well, the USB drive has actually all of the programs of my company. It has a virus scanner, it has a lighting program, which you can make a custom lighting system on your computer. All the programs basically you need for later on. So that's why we insert the USB drive. On some jobs you don't have to put in the USB drive, but just do it. Make it a habit to always put in the USB drive, even when you think you don't need it, because sometimes you still will need it, and it's a good habit to have, because then you don't have to get back all the way to the case and get in the USB drive. Anyways, now power on the PC. We know how to do it the fancy way, so power on a computer. And there we go. Here's the monitor. Now the game asks us to install the virus scanner program. And it says, welcome to Omega OS. And OS stands for Operating System, which is the operating system of choice, or the basic operating system of the game. I would love it if the game would introduce later on real-life operating systems. So Linux, Mac, Windows, those kind of operating systems. That would be amazing, of course. But they would need to be an official partner of them. So maybe we'll see it in the future. But for now, we got the Omega operating system, which is not real life, but yeah, who cares? So, add programs. So here are all the programs that we've talked about, which is in the USB drive over here that we've just plugged into the case. We have an email program, just like our work computer has. A shop, which is a computer shop where you can buy components. a 3D Mark Advanced Edition, which is basically a benchmark program, or to put it simply, a program which calculates how good your computer does graphically, and it will give you a benchmark score, a so-called benchmark score. The higher the score, of course, the better the performance of the computer graphically. So it's a good program to have. It's actually a real life program. You can install it, download and install it on the internet. Then we have the virus scanner, which we need. So let's install that. I love this feature, by the way. It takes ages, just like in real life, if you don't have an SSD. And I have an HDD, but yeah, I'll upgrade later on. It asks me to restart, just like in real life. You need to restart after installing a lot of programs. Not all of them, of course. This is a lighting program, which you can put custom lighting to fans, to CPUs, CPU coolers, I mean, basically everything. A music player program and a wallpaper program, just like our work computer has. So let's restart. And yes, it's up here in the corner, just like real life. So let's restart. It takes ages, by the way, to restart. Just like in real life. Omega system, thank you very much. Virus scanner. And you can, of course, get full screen or minimize, just like real life. And you can close a tab. So let's get a full screen and start scanning. And it will scan basically 90,000 files or something, or 100,000 files, and it's always the same amount of files. Only the amount of infected files sometimes will change, and that's it. All done. You have removed all of the viruses, and the PC is ready to be returned to the client, and that's it. Close up. You can choose to remove the virus scanner, and to remove all of the cables and the USB drive and turn off the computer this way, you know, just like in real life. Or you could just do this, what most players do to save time. Right mouse button, boom, done. That's it. Go to your email and collect your reward. Or you can do it this way. Let's just pretend all of the cables are in and the computer is still on. Remove the program, remove all of the cables manually after you put out the power, of course. Turn the computer off. Remove the USB drive like this, and then take it to the hallway. Either way works, but I find the first one better, of course. Time. So let's collect this, the reward of this email or job of Gary, and he has paid us $100 for removing viruses. Wow. Job complete. You've completed your first job. Well done, and come back tomorrow to see if there are some more jobs to do. Well, discard. That's it. No more emails, no more jobs. We're now $85 in the plus. That's good. So let's shut down our work computer. That's it for today. Let's switch the lights off. Don't forget to do that. And then leave the workshop to end the day. So here you can end the day and advance to tomorrow. Right now you have no active jobs, but normally it's worth checking you've ordered any parts you need for tomorrow before going home. And we know that. Thank you very much. So that's Monday, the 1st of January, all done. Let's end the day, and then we'll go to Tuesday, of course, the 2nd of January. Go to work. As you can see, no new computers because we've not accepted any new jobs. Let's go to the computer, switch the computer on, turn the lights on again, and let's go to our email program, and hopefully we'll get loads of jobs. And there you go. Loads of jobs. So, first things first. Gary has sent us an email by saying, thank you. I just want to say thank you for fixing my PC. It's booting faster than it has in years. Well, okay, I guess. I didn't realize your uncle had gone away, and looks like the business is in good hands. And of course, it is. Thank you very much, Gary. So this is the next one, which is our first proper work day. So, hello, could you have a look at my PC, please? It isn't running as well as it did when I first bought it, and I've probably not been taking the best care of it because it looks a bit dirty inside and outside. So, could you give it a once over, please? I'll bring it around tonight. around tonight, ready for you in the morning. So basically, the customer wants the PC to be running better, faster, and it needs to clean up. That's it, because it's full of dust, just like almost every single real life computer. So no problem for that. Let's accept it. And things take time, and indeed, it takes time for customers to take their computer from home to your workshop, and then later, and with later I mean tomorrow, it will be lined up in the hallway. So there's Sherman Dental. Then the next customer. Hello, I need some repairs to back up my files. Could you install a 500 gigabyte HDD, please? I'll bring it around first thing tomorrow, in other words. Okay, excellent. So the customer wants a storage upgrade to 500 gigs. Okay, let's accept that. And now the game introduces us the feature of the shop, the PC shop. So buy the components. So it will come tomorrow. More on that in a sec. And now here's our first job, which doesn't have a spanner icon. It has a fan icon, as you can see. A fan icon always means components or parts, computer components. In this case, it means a Sean GeForce GTX 970, and a GeForce GTX 970, as most of you guys already know, is a graphics card of NVIDIA, Intel. So, hi, my graphics card has fried itself, which is not good, and I need it to be replaced with the same one, an NVIDIA GTX 970 again. Maybe one of those Sean ones, okay? I can drop in around first thing tomorrow morning. Very well, let's accept this one as well. Check if every single job is accepted, and it is. And let's take a quick look on the email itself now, because there are some extra information in this email that we can talk about. First off, labor, of course, how much money you get by completing this job, and a budget. This is your customer's budget. How much money he or she has to buy components, PC components, in this case an NVIDIA graphics card. It has some objectives. Replace the graphics card by installing this graphics card. Okay, it tells you also what is the required level in order to accept this job in the first place, and it has a very handy PC status or PC stats button that you could press on, so you can see all of the components that your customer's computer has. In this case, it has a Silverstone PS14 case, a DFL H170 Fortune motherboard, an Intel Pentium dual-core processor, a CPU in other words, a G4520, absolutely garbage, a Cryo M-Line 1 CPU cooler, a Sean Power King 400, which is a PSU, 2 RAMs with both 8 gigs and 2400 megahertz, motivator, as you can see, and a Sean GeForce GTX 970 graphics card, which is fried, as the customer said. You can also see the benchmark score, which is 116, and that is immensely garbage. it's absolute shit. On this layout, you should get at least 1,000. I mean, 116, that is garbage. So, and the status is, of course, broken. The PC is just broken. Even with the new graphics card, I would consider that PC to be broken. It's absolutely useless. But anyways, let's change that. Let's change that. Okay, so we have one customer. Let's get back to the email. We have one customer that wants a storage upgrade. It wants a Mortoni Easy Store 500 gigs. So let's go to the shop. This is the computer shop. You can get it via here, PC shop. And if you don't have the icon over here, you can get to here in the corner, and you can get the shop over here. And if it's not listed both here and here, you need to install it by add programs. So shop. The shop's name is called Bits and PCs, or you can just say, just like every PC building simulator says, bits and pieces. Okay, that's it, bits and pieces. Okay, so this is the shop, And as you can see, case fans, you can buy tools and software, cables, even cables, colored cables. You can buy power supplies, storages, everything. So the first thing that we need is here, a storage, a Mortoni Easy Store 500 gigs storage component. So let's go to the shop, and here it is, storage, right in the middle. And this is the shop itself. As you can see, all of the components that you need. There's a search box over here, just like in real life, a filter even, and a sort by. Yes, it has a sort by relevance, price ascending or descending. And the customer needs a 500 gigs, as you can see. And there are two types of storages over here. As you can see, we have this one and an orange one. Of course, the color isn't the thing that separates these two. It's more the type of storage. Let's say the small, or not small, the white purple one, which is the Mortoni Easy Store. This is an HDD. Let's talk a bit about the storages. This is an HDD. HDD storages are basically storage components. Both have their positives and negatives. In this case, the Mortoni Easy Store, the white and purple one, HDD type, the thing that it has going for it is a huge amount of data size, basically, over here, as you can see. It can have thousands upon thousands of gigabytes of storage. It has a lot of storage. HDDs are amazing for storage. It's not really a good main storage unit, if you like. Why is that? Well, then we can go to a thing called transfer speed. As you can see over here, the transfer speed is actually not that good. The more storage capacity your HDD drive has, the less transfer speed it will have, because it will have a lot of data, and lots of data means less transfer speed. As you can see over here, the more storage we get on the Mortoni Easy Store HDD storage components, the less transfer speed we get. However, if we go to the SSDs, look at the transfer speed of those. Those are amazing. It's 480 megabits a second. That's at least 2 to 3 times bigger or better than the HDD ones. However, the downside of SSDs, as you can see, the storage is not that good. So what people tend to do in real life, it's actually pretty much the same as in real life. What people tend to do is put an SSD as your main storage component and have an HDD as a second or even a third storage unit for basically all of your files, all of your videos, all of your pictures, all of your programs, your games. For gamers, of course, an HDD would be an awesome storage unit to have as a second storage unit, and an SSD for all of the work that the computer does. The transfer speed is really important. So that's a bit about HDDs and SSDs, just like in real life. So you'll be learning as well as getting entertained over here. Yeah, win-win. Time your delivery. So we've added the Mortoni Easy Store 500 gigs to our cart. And now the game says use the delivery options, which we have 3 over here, as you can see, when best to receive your components. Because we can get the components within 3 to 5 working days, and you will only pay $10 for it. Or you can go with $30, which will get you the components tomorrow, or the same day delivery, but it costs $100. However, for now, we don't have a lot of money, and the storage component costs $50 for that Mortoni Easy Store 500 gigs. It costs $50. We have 85, so we can afford to go with the 3 to 5 working days, $10. So it will be a total of $60, and we are within our budget then. However, more on that in a sec. And one last thing I forgot about the storage is we have, of course, not only storage, basically all of the PC parts, memory, motherboard, CPU cooling, storage, everything. we have these two brands, a Mortoni and a Sean. Those are actually two of the three non-real world existing brands, if you like. Mortoni is not a real world brand, PC brand, as well as Sean. However, it's a let's say budget brand for PC parts in the game. If you want to buy stuff cheap in the game. In the real world, we have brands like Corsair or Guile or other brands that are really cheap for PC components and parts. And the PC building sim game equivalent of those are, let's just say, Sean Mortoni. And there's another one as well called DFL. Let's see if we got a DFL. Yes, over here. A DFL, as you can see here, a Radeon R9, so it's an AMD graphics card. But anyways, uh, that's it about the companies or brands, if you like. So that's the first one. Of course, for this job, we don't need any components or tools. We do need tools, but we already have that. Remove viruses. For that, we need our USB drive, which we already have, and clean out dust. For cleaning out dust, we need a bottle of compressed air, which is over here. We have an unlimited supply of compressed air, so that's no problem, and an unlimited supply of thermal paste. These three things we have in our inventory. The USB drive, however, when you have the second and third workbench, as you can tell, you will need a second and third USB drive, which you can buy in the PC shop later on at Tools and Software. I think, no, it needs to be unlocked later on. Anyway, let's get back to the email. The third customer. It needs the GTX 970. Okay, so let's go to the shop. And we can type here in the search box GTX 970. Or we can just slide and look for the part itself. I think it was a Sean one. Yep, Sean GeForce GTX 970. So it's basically an Intel NVIDIA graphics card, or NVIDIA. Shop, Sean GeForce GTX 970. There we go. Add to cart. And that's it. View cart. Now, the problem is our available money is 85, which is our budget. However, now with the graphics card being $265, basically for GTX 970. Wow. The total bill is now 325. However, there's one thing that we have going for us with finances. Our bank, which is a Megacore bank, I think that's the name of our bank, lets you, gives you permission to be in the minus for your bank account to $1,000. So we can go with the next day delivery. Thank goodness for that. And we'll get an email. Just wait. So that's the components ordered. And there it is. Megacore banking account overdrawn. Valued customer. Well, aren't you amazing? I'm valued. Here at Megacore, we know that life doesn't always run smoothly. Timbo! So we provide a free overdraft for all our customers. Excellent. Your free overdraft limit is $1,000, and we're now in minus 260, so that's not a problem. So we can actually buy even more than $700 of stuff, but we won't do that because we don't need it. So let's close everything up because that's it basically for today. And we'll switch off the lights. Why am I looking always into the workshop itself? It's basically a habit because sometimes you'll forget something over here, a PC or a case that you need to store or something else. So that's basically a habit of almost every PC building sim player. And I always take a look in the hallway as well. But yeah, we're pretty early in the game, so we won't have to do that. Later on, you'll have lots of things to do. However, ladies and gentlemen, I am sorry for the interruption. However, I did not pay attention to the time. Oh my god. This was at least an hour of gameplay and recording, and I didn't really pay attention. So what I really want to do is, you already guessed it, make a two-part video of this part one, a getting started video of PC building sim, because I really had fun recording this. As you can tell, holy shit, we're over 40 minutes now. Anyways, guys, I'll be putting part two as soon as possible. It's only a matter of time before that one will get uploaded to my channel. However, for now, I really want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully, you guys have been entertained and, more importantly, informed by this and find it useful for you guys. That's the most important thing. And if so, please leave a like, a thumbs up. That will really help my channel out in these early days of my channel. And if not, then a thumbs down, and please tell me why, so I can better my content, of course. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon with the second part of part one, if that's even a thing, part two of part one. Anyways, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss, and see you soon.